All right. Shalom. Shalom to the elect of Israel, whoever you might be out there. I'll start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. Shalom to the 144,000. So the Spirit has led me to the book of Isaiah, the 58th chapter. All right. And it really started off from reading the verse of the day in one of the Bible apps that I have. And it, it started off in, matter of fact, let me just pull it up really quick. All right, as you can see right here, it says Isaiah 58:11. All right, it starts there. That was the verse of the day. All right. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall guide thee continually and satisfy thy soul in drought and make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. All right, now that's heavy. All right, that's uplifting right there. All right, and that's the power of the Lord, man, being able to provide for us in times of need, right? But I want to get the entire chapter because it shows you the context of this verse right here. So without further ado, let's go to Isaiah 58 and we'll read from verse 1 on down. All right, so Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sins. Now, this is one that we bring out quite often, and it's really in regard to the prophets, man. The prophets are the ones crying aloud and sparing not, lifting up their voices like a trumpet on the highways and hedges, man, week in and week out on these videos that we do. All right, the Lord commanded us to do what we're doing, man. You see, you get the Christian church talking about why you guys out there, you're screaming at the top of your lungs and whatnot, because the Lord told us to, man, to show his people, who are the Israelites, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, 12 tribes, where they're going off, man, their sins. That's what we do. We call out the transgression of Jacob, man. All right, some hear and some forbear. All right, but that's what we're commanded to do. Okay, so verse 2, it says, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. All right, that's how we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be a righteous nation, man. The Lord designed us to be a righteous people. Okay, following the ordinances of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, they ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to the Most High. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast, you find pleasure and exact all your labors. So what does that mean? All right, that's talking about, some of the Israelites, they were praying, or they were fasting, and they're asking the Lord, how come the Lord didn't, respond to their fast, man? Because a fast is when you afflict your soul, all right? It's supposed to be a time where you afflict your soul, or you don't eat or you don't drink, okay? For a period of time, you don't feed your flesh in order to get closer to the Lord in the spirit, you see? Because when you put off the flesh, all right, what you're doing is you're in a more angelic state, man. You see? You're in a more spiritual state of being. All right. And when you abstain from, having fun, you're in a solemn spirit. You're not, doing things that bring you pleasure during this time. Okay. You're really separating yourself from the world to get closer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And these people were doing it. These Israelites were doing that for vain reasons. They were fasting for vain reasons, right? Verse 4, it says, behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. So let's go ahead and get into the commentary because it kind of breaks it down a little bit. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's find it really quick. All right. So David Guzik, it's pretty simple, but, we'll just see what he says right here. The purpose of their fasting was to glorify themselves, to make their voice heard on high. The Most High says, no more, you will not fast as you do this day. All right. Because people, they fast for vain reasons. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they're not doing it for spiritual reasons. They want to fast because they want to win debates. They want to be seen as great, in Israel. And a lot of dudes, they have that type of mentality, man. They want to be exalted, And it says, the kind of fasting the Most High rebukes. Here is a hollow, empty show without the spiritual substance behind it. This isn't the kind of fast the Most High has chosen, even though they do all the right things in fasting. All right, bow down his head like a bulrush, spread out sackcloth and ashes. The Most High does not even call this a fast. See, the Lord sees the spirits of people, man. All right? He's looking at the reasons why you're fasting, man. Are you being sincere during the fast, man? Okay? Are you trying to, fast for more strength spiritually? Are you fasting to, cast down strongholds? That's what you should be fasting for, man. It says the people of Isaiah's day had the same problem as the Pharisees of Yahushua day. They trusted in empty ritual apart from the spiritual reality. Real fasting that is partnered with real repentance and isn't only about image, has great power before the Most High. All right, but the Most High sees through the hypocrisy of empty religious ritual, including fasting. All right, in Yahushua's parable of the Pharisee and the publican, he told how the self-righteous Pharisee made a point to say, I fast twice in a week. And they did say that, man. The Pharisees said that. They said, well, we fast twice a week, all right, as an outward show, man, to glorify themselves, to make them seem like they were just so on a level. I fast twice in a week. The Lord don't care about that, man. He cares about the spirit behind it, man. Okay, it says, it isn't that Isaiah or the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, are down on fasting. They are down on an empty religious ritual. All right. The answer isn't to stop fasting, but to get right with the Most High and make your fasting more than superficial, as Yahushua said to his people about the empty religious rituals of the Pharisees. All right. These ye ought to have done without leaving the others undone. So yeah, that's the point right there. That's the point that was being made in that particular verse right there. So let's go back. All right, so we left off at verse 4. No, we left off at verse 5, Salakia. Verse 6, it says, is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness, Salakia. To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke. You see, that's what we should be praying for when we fast, because it says that fasting is good with prayer. Let's get that really quick, man. You're supposed to be praying for spiritual things, man, to unloose the demons that be attacking us, man. If you got demons on you or attacking your mind, it's good to go on a fast, man. All right? That's how you unloose those strongholds, man, spiritually speaking. Right here we have in the Apocrypha of the book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 8. And it says, prayer is good with fasting, and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms to lay up gold. All right. So that goes into giving alms, being charitable. All right. And also, but the point is that it says prayer is good with fasting. You see that? When you pray during a fast, that's, that has a little power behind it, man. All right. Because the Lord is seeing you afflicting yourself, man. All right. You're showing the Lord that you're serious, that you're putting off the flesh, and you're trying to be connected to the Lord in spirit, man. So when you got demons attacking you, in any aspect, all right, you fast, man. You pray to the Lord to give you strength and to break down those strongholds, man. Pray to the Lord to tear down our captivity, man. To take down our enemies, all right. To send Yahushua, to strengthen the brotherhood, things like that, man. All right. I got one more precept. We'll get back to Isaiah 58. All right, here we have the book of Matthew, the 17th chapter. I'm going to start at the 19th verse. This is when the disciples attempted to cast out demons, all right? And they couldn't, all right? They were overcame by the demons, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't cast them out. And they were asking the Lord about that. And it says right here, then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Goodness, man. You see? That's a whole nother lesson right there in and of itself. And the mountain is, really referring to governments, man. All right. Wicked rulerships, man. So with a little faith, we're doing that right now. The prophets, all right, we're moving off of faith. We don't have a standing army. We don't have a military, nothing like that. We're moving off the faith of what's written in the scriptures, man. And the faith that the Lord has given us, you see, to believe on the scriptures, man. And we're prophesying against America, Babylon the Great, and all these other heathen nations, okay? And they're being taken down as we speak. World War III is already popping off, man. The war in which the nations get taken out, all right? Especially Esau, the so-called white man. But having faith and speaking his word. But let's continue on. The point is in the next verse, I believe, right here. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. You see, there are certain demonic forces and energies that cannot be removed except by prayer and fasting. The Lord tells you about that right there, man. And that's some wisdom that you need to know. When certain things are happening to you in your life and you can't figure it out, all right, and you're being overwhelmed, hey, go on a fast and pray during the fast, man, and pray in faith that the Lord's going to give you the answers to your situation. All right. Sometimes we got things that happen in our life and we don't have the answers to it, man. If you need an answer, man, do what it says right here. Pray and fast, man. The Lord, he will give you an answer, man. He'll direct your paths, man. Okay. So anyway, let's get back to Isaiah 58. All right. Back in Isaiah 58. All right. Let's see. In verse 7, it says, is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house? When thou seekest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh. All right. And we are supposed to, be charitable amongst our people, man. All right. The Israelites. Now, in these last days, you got to use wisdom, because a lot of these motherfuckers are wicked as hell. And they'll try to use you. But you got to have, discernment, man. You see an Israelite that's down on his shit, down on his luck. If you got it, hey, help him out, man. Now, I'm not saying take me to your house and nothing like that, because we are in the last days and the days are evil. Okay. But hey, man, if the Spirit permits, do good unto thy people, man. All right. And it says right here, verse 8, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai shall be thy rearward. Okay. So, and I can speak, personally, man, when you go on the fast and you are praying during the fast and being sincere, Salakia. All right. And, at the end of the fast, man, you feel good, man, because during the fast, you might feel weak. You might feel, afflicted and whatnot, as you're supposed to. But, when you come out of it, it feels like your health just skyrockets, man. You feel more energetic. You feel more in the spirit, man, and that's a benefit of fasting and praying, man. Okay. Verse 9, then shalt thou call, and the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai shall answer. You see, your prayers will be heard, man. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, here I am. Come on, man. You can't beat that right there, man. All right. The Lord hearing your prayers, man. The Lord said, hey, I'm right here. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. And that's what we want right there, man. All right. We want the Lord to be that light in us when things get dark out here, man. All right. We're preparing for that now. All right. And we're satisfying the afflicted soul by preaching to the children of Israel, man, doing our job as the Lord commanded us to do, breaking these scriptures down, giving you the prophecies. All right. Telling you what you need to do to strengthen your spirit, man, and to get closer to your Yahweh Bashmi Shai. All right. The elect are going to be taken care of in the day of darkness, man. Verse 11, and the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai shall guide thee continually and satisfy thy soul in drought. And the Lord said he's going to feed us in times of famine. All right, let's get that real quick. All right, here we have the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 13, one of my favorites. Now it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. That's talking about the Lord providing for his servants, all right, those true worshipers of Yahweh Shem Shai in times of trouble, man, in times of famine. The men of the Lord are going to be fed, man, all right? And those who are of the 2/3 or whatever, they're going to be starving, man. They're going to be receiving that judgment of starvation, man, which is a heavy, heavy judgment, man. So this is why we tell you Israelites to repent and stop playing around, man, so you can be fed when things go south, man, because that's right around the corner, man. Famine is coming to America, Babylon the Great, and other parts of the earth, all right? That's what happens when war breaks out, man. Food supplies get short, and you got these damn elites that are already trying to choke off the food supply to you people, man, to make you bow the knee, all right? To take their mark of the beast in order to receive food, man. And a lot of people are going to bow the knee and be destroyed, all right? But the elect, they're not going to take that mark of the beast. They're not going to take the R-Fighting microchip. And guess what? The Lord's still going to feed them, man. It says it right here. And I got one more to go back behind that. All right, here's a psalm of David, if I'm not mistaken, King David. And he says this, Psalms 37:25. I have been young and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. You see, the Lord provides, man, for those who are in good standing with him, man. All right? He makes things happen. He makes miracles happen. He rained down manna from heaven to feed the children of Israel, man. You don't think the Lord going to do things like that in these last days, man? He going to make a way. All right? So get in good standing with the Lord, man. Let's go back to Isaiah 58. So we left off at verse 11. Let's read it again from the top. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall guide thee continually and satisfy thy soul in drought and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. And it's also spiritually speaking, man. All right. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. And that's what the elect are, man. We're the repairer of the breach, man, because as a nation of Israel, we've been breached, man. All right? Meaning, our foundation, we've been cracked, man. Following false ideologies and all that stuff, being cast down to the bottom of society. But guess what? The elect are repairing that breach, man. Repairing that crack through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. The house of David is being built up, man, in these last days. Verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Shai, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Shai, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Shai, has spoken it. All right, and that's going into keeping the Sabbath. Now, I want to, make a comment on that. We understand that we're in captivity, and we have these jobs we have to work, and Esau is not going to let you have the Sabbath off. All right. And the Sabbath is not from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Like a lot of these Israelite groups try to tell you, it really depends on the new moon, according to the scriptures, man. And, it's just not feasible in this society. All right. The worst captivity that the Israelites have been in. All right. To pretty much uphold this all the time, man. Now, when you can, all right, if you have the ability to, then do so, man. All right. When you had the Sabbath off, when you're able to get the Sabbath off, hey, man, really connect to the Lord, man, and seek him in that day, man, and refrain from, of course, you're not supposed to be having sex on the Sabbath. You understand that? All right. Refrain from your pleasures, man, and make it a holy day, man. Remember the Sabbath. All right. And the Lord's going to bless you, man. There's always one thing I always understood about this is that one thing I observed about the Shabbat is that when you do that, when you really put off everything else and really just hone in, the Lord will open up understanding unto you, man. He'll show you things on the Sabbath, man. It's really a special day, man. It's for our rest, but it's also a time to reverence the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai. And, don't let no man judge you in the Sabbath day, all right? Because if you got to work, don't let nobody try to condemn you and say, hey, man, you working on the Sabbath, man. The Lord ain't dealing with you. Nah, man. The Lord understands. Matter of fact, let's get a precept on that before we close it. Because Yahweh Shai and his disciples, they profaned the Sabbath and were held blameless. All right, as well as the priest, all right, in the temple, all right, burning incense because, according to the law, You're not supposed to kindle a fire on the Sabbath, but the priests burn incense to the Lord in the Sabbath, man, and we're held blameless. So you can't get all super technical and try to condemn brothers for having to work on the Sabbath or cooking, man. All right. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, man. We're in captivity, and the Lord understands that. Let's get a quick precept on that. We're gonna close it. All right. Here we have Matthew 12. And I'm gonna start at verse 1. At that time, Yahushua went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were an hungry, and began to pluck the ears of corn to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath day. All right. Dang hypocrites, man. But he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was an hungry, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of the Most High, and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests? Because the showbread was only for the priests, man. But David ate of the bread because he was hungry, man. Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? You see? But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would not have condemned the guiltless. Because the Pharisees are trying to blame the disciples for eating on the Sabbath, man, for plucking corn, right? You know, for the Son of Man is the Lord, even of the Sabbath day. You see that? The Lord's in control, man. All right? The Lord Yahushua, you know, he's above all that, man. All right? You got to really move in the spirit too, man. So there's you know, proof right there. You shouldn't be trying to condemn somebody for doing something on the Sabbath, man. All right? They try to condemn Yahushua for healing a man on the Sabbath day, man. So beware of that pharisaical spirit, man. All right? But I'm going to end it right there. That was the lesson. I want to just read Isaiah 58 and explain it and break it down. And, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. All right? So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashmi Shai, and Kwame Yasharala in the Bible Ball. Shalom.